Good evening. This is Dr. Krishna Kumar from Coimbatore making this presentation on Akshaya Bio Research Foundation products, alkaline drops and fuel saver. Uh, Basically all of you know that water is a very important component of the human biological system. Basically, any human being needs three things. One is food, water, and clean air or oxygen. So, water is a very important component and is very important because it is important for the cells, the tissues, and the organs of which our body is composed of. So, basically, all the food that we today eat is contaminated and is highly, acidic and not alkaline. So, the medical experts say that if the food that we take is 70% alkaline and 30% acidic, we don't need this particular product, alkaline drops. But what is happening today is very interesting that we are consuming 30% alkaline, I repeat, and 70% acidic food and water. So if instead of consuming 70% of alkaline food and water, today we are consuming 70% of acidic food and water and 30% is alkaline. So the whole ratio is reversed. So there is a need for us to balance the pH level in our body through this alkaline drops. And that is where this product, Akshaya Alkaline Bio Drops, becomes indispensable, without which one cannot, today survive, and one needs to neutralize the acidity. The third point is that the alkaline water boosts the immunity system and by reducing the acidity in the body. So basically, how is acidity caused in our body? There are two main causes for the acidity in our body. One is basically because of the poor diet, that is which has the diet we eat just fills our stomach, and it does not contain proteins, nutrients, and other essential salts and proteins, hydrocarbonates, and other essential ingredients that a body requires. The second main reason is because of the environmental toxins that we are exposed to. Either take food or water, everything is contaminated today. Everything has become contaminated, and there is a lot of toxins which we take through food and water. So quickly, let's understand that water is a combination of hydrogen molecule and oxygen. Two molecules of hydrogen and one molecule of oxygen is water basically. So the pH level or the potency of hydrogen or pH level determines how acidic or alkaline the water is, and is measured on a pH scale of 0 to 14, 0 being highly acidic to 14 being highly alkaline. And any water that has a pH level of 7 is called neutral water or balanced water. Neutral means it's neither acidic nor alkaline. And when the pH level is below 7, it is considered to be highly acidic and not good for human consumption. And anything that is above 7 is considered alkaline and is considered good enough for drinking. And as per the recommendations, an alkaline water with a pH level of 8.5 and above is good, and at least 8.5. So by using our alkaline drops, by adding 1 drop to 1 liter of water, we just immediately convert that pH level from below 7 to 8.6, and you can measure it using a pH meter. We have tested, see today basically people consume water in India and most part of the countries, like either from the tap, or they use borewell water or the RO water, or even canned or bottled waters. They get the commercial water, and all these waters we have tested has a pH level below 7. And not only this, most of these waters are today contaminated, and they also lack the rich nutrients and other minerals. In the case of RO, which is completely filtered, and so it is not fit for human consumption, and it does not do any good to our system. Today, I must recall some of the pH values of the basic food. Some examples let me give you to make you understand what is pH. Today, orange juice has a pH level of 3.3 or 3.5, and coffee has a pH level of 5. Chicken, for example, has a pH level between 5.3 to 6.5, and milk has a pH level of 6.7 to 6.9. So why I'm giving you this illustration is to just make you understand that whatever food that we take and the liquids that we drink like milk, everything is below 7. You should note this point very carefully. I'm reiterating. So these are all acidic intakes, acidic food, which is not good for our consumption. And also water is a very interesting hydrant. It is a hydration. It has the capacity to hydrate and lubricant. It also acts as a lubricant. That's why when you do a workout, you're exhausted because your entire water is out of your body, comes out through the sweat glands, and that you have to intake water to replace the water that is lost by sweat. So today when the pH level of water is below 7, it is acidic, and the very important point is this acid gets mixed with your blood, and it damages the cells, and your acidic blood becomes highly acidic, and slowly it attacks the cells. And a normal cell has a life of 120 days, and it gets decayed faster, and the process degenerates, and it affects in turn your tissues and organs. So alkaline water can to a significant extent reduce the acidity in your bloodstream. This is the most important function of taking this alkaline water, and this is achieved by use of this wonderful alkaline molecule product from Akshaya Molecule Biofoundation Research. Now let me quickly narrate some of the excellent benefits of taking alkaline water. Let's quickly see what are the benefits of taking this alkaline water. Alkaline molecule, alkaline water. So one of the best ways to boost your health is by using this alkaline water. And quickly coming to why should we drink alkaline water? I told you already, because we are taking 70% acidic food and 30% alkaline food. That's the first reason. Second, alkaline water boosts our immunity system, and our immunity system is today impacted to a significant extent because of the poor quality of the diet and the environmental toxins. The third problem is because of intake of more acidic, our bloodstream becomes more acidic, and it has its own impact. Now by taking this alkaline water, the first thing, it prevents chronic diseases and progression of diseases or diseased condition. Second, it acts on the metabolism of our body, balancing the body functions. It produces very good energy. It is an energizer. It contains antioxidant agents. It slows down the aging process, and it boosts the digestive system and digestion process. Digestion is a very important function. Unless you are able to digest the food, the nutrients and proteins and other minerals and the energy from the food is not passed on to the organs and tissues of your body, and hence whatever you take cannot be absorbed by the body, which is a very important function. And this alkaline water, increased use of alkaline water also reduces bone loss, and it boosts immunity, as I already told you. And also it also brings about a significant reduction in your BP, and significantly reduces your high cholesterol, and also has very good positive impact on the diabetic patients. And so when your blood pressure is high and you have a high cholesterol, there is always a risk of fats and fats being deposited in the walls of the heart, and they become thickened, and the blood flow is impacted, and you are susceptible to heart disease. So this pH water lightens, or I can say it dilutes the what you call your blood, and hence improves uh, uh, the quality of the flow of the blood through veins and through your arteries. But basically, when the blood becomes thick, when it becomes acidic, the blood becomes thick, and anything thick cannot pass through the body or the passage of your heart very easily, and that's where the problem starts. So the pH water starves the cancer cells. This is a very, very important function. It can starve the cancer cells because cancer cells cannot multiply or grow in an alkaline water, but they do so in the acidic medium. This is to be noted down with a lot of importance, because many may not know this fact except the medical experts and the doctors. Our kidney is a wonderful, wonderful organ in our body. It's a God-given gift, I should say. And this kidney has a wonderful function of, preserving the balance between alkaline and acidic function. But however, today, because of our intake of more and more of acidic water and acidity, this kidney is not able to handle the workload that is imposed on it, and hence it also has failed. So basically today, for the kidney to boost its function also, this alkaline water helps the functioning of the kidney more efficiently and effectively to function, and alkaline water becomes indispensable. So this is another point which I wanted to really highlight here. So coming to the alkaline water, there are various minerals and ingredients, minerals and dissolved salts in alkaline water, which is another benefit. So we have magnesium, calcium, and potassium and phosphorus, all that is required for healthy bones and nerves. So these minerals are required for the body, and there are 32 type parameters in the water that we drink, which is important, and most of them are absent in our water that we drink, and that's where the problem starts. And also this alkaline water has a potent antioxidant properties. So antioxidation means it can enhance or boost the oxygen carrying capacity in the blood cells, and hence there is good the cells gets activated fast, and there's a lot of energy produced, and cells life is extended, immunity system is boosted. It also, in addition, prevents the growth of cell damaging radicals. See, cell damaging radicals are very, very important, and it reduces the cell damaging radicals. Actually, when you take more of acidic water, your cells gets damaged faster. The cell damaging radicals are faster, and your cells are invaded and destroyed, and there starts the whole problem. So when you remove the excessive acid content in stomach and gastrointestinal tract, you don't have that acid reflux, and also your inner walls of the intestinal parts and your stomach lining is all protected by use of alkaline water, and you don't become susceptible to ulcers and peptic ulcers, from which today many people are suffering even at a young age. And another property of this alkaline water, it has got total dissolved salts, TDS, is higher in alkaline water. Like you have salts like magnesium, potassium, sodium, phosphates dissolved in the water. So taking this alkaline water is the best way to stay hydrated. It's energizer, it's a powerful electrolyte, and it has essential minerals that is required for our body and nerves and the system, and it boosts immunity, and it can also revive your cells. So like your body needs magnesium, potassium, calcium, gluconate, magnesium sulfate, as I already told you, all these are present in the. So as I told you, the pH level of the water is being measured on a scale from 0 to 14. You can see that here, and all these benefits already I have highlighted in the alkaline water. So today Alkaline water is an excellent solution to our balance or maintaining a balance between balancing of our pH level and tilting the scale from acidity to alkalinity, which boosts our health and well-being. So quickly will move on to the second product, which is a biofuel saver. Today I'm going to talk about the second product, which is a biofuel saver. So this biofuel saver basically helps you by saving a lot of money and your expenditure on fossil fuels, namely petroleum and diesel, in whatever form, wherever you use it. That is number one. Number two, the excellent benefit is it reduces the carbon emission. So carbon dioxide and carbon emissions are reduced, and it promotes oxygen and does a lot of good to this planet and green earth, and it's the best way to preserve the mother earth or this planet from further degradation. So with this brief note, I would try to explain to you how our fuel saver basically works. So all of you know that petroleum is a fossil fuel, and which is derived from the decayed sea plants and animals which die and get buried several thousand meters below the earth, and they get decayed, decomposed and burnt, and as a result of which after millions of years it is converted into a hydrocarbon, and that hydrocarbon is basically what we drill from the far below the surface of the sea or the earth to get crude oil. So all of you would have heard about crude oil. Crude oil is the base raw material for refining petrol, and there are different fractions of petrol. So the first fraction is there are different fractions like aviation turbine fuel, which is the purest form, to petrol, to diesel, to kerosene, to tar. You have multiple products that is fractional through a process of distillation. So crude oil is either green or black and resembles like a tar, or it is thick green color. In 1859, the first oil well was sunk in the state of Pennsylvania in the US in 1859 by Edwin Drake. In 1859, Edwin Drake was the first guy who sank the first oil well in Pennsylvania. Then in 1890, and in those days, this oil was basically used only for two purposes. One is for heating and for lighting purpose. For heating, because some parts of the US were cold, and the cold countries used it for a heating system, and also for lighting. So after Thomas Alva Edison invented the electric bulb and they became popular, and Henry Ford in 1896 started manufacturing petrol cars, petrol engines and cars, automobiles took off, and there was a great demand for petrol surged. And after that, the World War I in 1945 again triggered a huge demand for petrol, and the world saw the first surge in the demand for petrol. Coming back to quickly, what exactly is petrol? Petrol, as I said, is basically a hydrocarbon. So it contains hydrogen and carbon atoms, carbon molecules, carbon atom and hydrogen molecules, hydrogen atoms. So basically, hydrocarbon, it contains hydrogen and carbon molecules, 6 to 10 carbon molecules, and hydrogen 10 to 15 hydrogen molecules in the hydrocarbon combination. Now you might be wondering why there is a variation, because when you drill the crude oil from different parts of the world, there is a variation in the number of molecules of carbon and hydrogen that we basically get, and there's a difference. So these molecules in the hydrocarbon, that is namely hydrogen and carbon, is burned to derive the energy which is required to drive the automobile. So this is the fundamental concept. So hydrocarbon is burnt completely in the engine. That's why it's called as internal combustion engine, IC. Internal combustion engine, ICE, where this hydrocarbon is burnt. So this combustion process, for the combustion to happen, we need oxygen. anything cannot be burnt unless there is a help of oxygen. Oxygen is a catalyst for the burning to take place. So when hydrogen and when hydrocarbon is burnt in the internal combustion engine, it produces water. How do we get water? Hydrogen with oxygen molecule combines to give water, H2O, and carbon combines with oxygen when burnt to give carbon dioxide, and we have energy. So combustion produces water molecules, carbon dioxide, and energy. The hydrocarbons are also contaminated with sulfur and nitrogen. You should remember this, because when you draw crude oil from the natural sources, they are highly contaminated with sulfur and nitrogen in various ratios and proportions. This results in the two things here. When sulfur is combined with oxygen in the burning process, it results in sulfur dioxide, SO2. And when nitrogen is combined with oxygen, it produces nitrogen dioxide. So the basic problem here is when nitrogen dioxide is further combined with hydrogen, and sulfur combines with oxygen to give sulfur dioxide, and the sulfur dioxide combines with hydrogen to form weak sulfuric acid. And this sulfuric acid is further washed down when it rains or mixes with rain and is brought to the ground, and it's called as acid rain, which most of you would have heard about. So this is the basic process. Now coming back to how energy is produced by burning hydrocarbon. Again, hydrocarbon is a combination of hydrogen and carbon molecules. First of all, there is a breaking of the bond, carbon-hydrogen bond and carbon-carbon bond in the hydrocarbon molecule. So first there is a carbon-hydrogen, breaking. Then there is further carbon-carbon breaking of the bond that takes place. Then this is recombined. How it is recombined? Carbon with oxygen in the burning process, and it becomes carbon dioxide. Hydrogen combined with oxygen becomes water, H2O, as I explained earlier, plus the energy. Now there are two types of hydrocarbons. One is unsaturated hydrocarbon and another is less saturated hydrocarbon. In unsaturated hydrocarbon, the hydrogen molecules are less. So hydrogen molecules are less per molecule of unsaturated hydrocarbon. In the case of saturated hydrocarbons, the hydrogen molecules are more. So this is a very important fact, and petrol is an unsaturated hydrocarbon. So it has less hydrogens per molecule. So when it has less hydrogen per molecule, it has less energy when burnt, and thus it is stated as saturated hydrocarbon. So when it has less energy, you will not get greater output. This is a basic fundamental concept. And Akshaya Biofuel Saver, how it works here is, Akshaya Biofuel Saver is a herbal derivative with water as medium and salts and herbal. It's a herbal derivative. So when it boosts, basically it increases the hydrogen molecules. So in turn, what happens here, unsaturated hydrocarbon, by adding our alkaline biofuel drops, becomes saturated hydrocarbon by the boosting of the hydrogen molecules. So what happens here, because the hydrogen molecules are increased, there is more energy, and also when hydrogen is increased, it combines with oxygen to form H2O and reduces CO2 levels. Carbon dioxide emission level comes down and there is more of oxygen, and that's how it does a lot of good to the green earth. So this is very, very important point that is to be noted. That is how our product Akshaya Alkaline Biofuel Saver works. It saves a lot of money, and when used in vehicles, it can save up to 50% of your fuel expenses. We have tried it in all types of two-wheelers, four-wheelers, all types of automobiles that use both types of fossil fuel, petrol and diesel. For cars, of any type of cars like Toyota Corolla to Ford to Benz to Honda City to Honda Amaze to any type of cars, uh, when we fill the tank with petrol or diesel and add 6 drops of our biofuel saver, you get almost 250 to 300 kilometers of excess mileage for the 6 drops, and your vehicle's performance and also the engine performance enhances and is improved, and it's really good. When used for two-wheelers, all types of two-wheelers, ranging from 100 cc to 150 cc to above capacity, it has excellent results, resulting in 50 to 60 to 70% savings in fuel. So this is a great way of saving money, and as well saving this planet from further degradation by pollution, as our product is designed to increase and preserve the global environment. So this is the reason. So the benefit of using our fuel saver, it saves your fuel, as I explained. It saves a lot of money, and above that, it saves helps to save and preserve our planet, which is already degrading day by day, and it's our responsibility collectively as human community to do something to this mother earth, and give her something back, preserve her, and pass it on to the next generation so that they live a very happy and balanced life. Thank you so much for the wonderful opportunity to make this presentation, and I request each one of you who have listened to this presentation till the end, I thank you so much. And if you feel the information was very useful to you, informative to you, please do hit the subscribe button. And if you have any queries or questions, you find my mobile number, and I will leave my numbers, and you can at any time call me for any clarifications or discussions. I would feel more privileged and honored to discuss with you on any of these points, and I would really like to learn more from you. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye bye.